Oh, there'll be all these live streams on there.
That's all right.
Oh,
How you been, Melissa? Like, how have you been? Aside from the goat lady?
good. Just seizures, they're great. They're really good. Kanji.
So, hey everyone. Hey Melissa, thank you for having me here.
Oh my gosh, we did it.
Finally.
I can't believe, honestly, I cannot believe, like, I can't be bagging out Facebook because, they pay me really well, Kanji, but that's why we just don't use the live stream feature.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was just on IG Live before, probably maybe like 30 minutes before we jumped on, and it was seamless. You can invite people, you can do things easy, but on this IG Live, Instagram Live, so like you can invite other people, so like you can have like a party, and it's like live in front of your audience and their audience. So I was having a IG Live with another coach, and like she invited this musician, and she had like a big following as well. And her story, she summed up her journey of how she released her first album or her first single, and yeah, and she just jumped on, and we had a party, and then we shared about stuff. And
when did Instagram get easy?
I have no idea.
That's never been easy. Are you for real?
Yeah, for real.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that because Instagram's never look, and maybe that's why I just stopped doing Instagram live. When I say stopped, I don't know if I ever really started on Instagram Live because you could never really use third-party apps to stream on there. You could only ever use the so the actual tool itself, like Instagram, it was
Instagram. Yeah, it's pretty seamless. Like you just jump on the phone, you can talk about whatever you want, put it titles at the end, and invite and collaborate. Wow. Yeah, I think there's at least like you can invite like 5 to 6 people. So like you have like 6 people on the screen. Yeah, because I've got 6 people because of the fact that the mobile phone can fit 6 people on one screen.
Oh yeah, right. And then does that just store that like where Reels, because IGTV's gone now, yeah?
Yeah. So it's just Reels now.
It just gets stored there. Okay, and then does it store it up to an hour? Like how long can you do the live for?
Yeah, so you do the live up until how long? I think it's up to an hour, but then you can save it, right? And obviously it'll be in a collection, and obviously in that collection you can refer to it, you can tag whatever, you can edit the caption if you want to get better SEO or whatever it is. But yeah.
It's so funny because like they're like, oh, we're getting rid of IGTV. No, you're not. You're just calling it Reels now.
Repackaging. It's just repackaging. Just if you really look at everything that we've got right now, like technology wise, it's just repackaging. We're just repackaging the same thing and just making it a little bit better.
Yeah, that's good. I've got to get because your Instagram account's pretty big, yeah.
Well, I had to. So this is the thing. There's these things called engagement groups. So I was once in those engagement groups, in those pods. So I just scrapped everything. I was like, hang on a minute, I just want to build this organically. And ever since then, like I've had like different reels that have popped off. It's crazy.
It's okay. So for those who are watching, and everyone knows, like, I'm addicted to lip balm. I'll put this on about 6,000 times, Kanji, during this.
Okay, sure.
So engagement pods on Instagram, it's not to say it's wrong or right. It's just a strategy.
Strategy, yes.
Yeah, and you can buy into it as well. I've done that before. It's just a different strategy, or you can do it for free. It's where like a group of you, and it's better if you're like-minded. Like generally, if you buy into it, you can buy a package for $5, $10, whatever. It's generally not your niche. So it's like, it could be, online business owners. So like it could be beauty owners, it could be, little craft shop owners or whatever. And you all like say, okay, jump on at 6 o'clock at night and you're all going to go around and like each other's pages and comment. And it does work 100%. You'll get the followers. But the thing is with that one, with the paid ones, generally, like for someone like me, it's pretty good because I'm a digital marketer. They're all my niche.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'm kind of lucky. But like, if you sold baby clothes, for example, they're not always your niche because they could be a gym owner or something like that. Probably for what you were doing, Kanji, did you do like a free pod?
Yeah, so I was part of the paid one, So what they've done is, so this strategy that is still going on actually is that they get a celebrity to come on, and the celebrity does a giveaway, right? Let's say a PS5 or maybe $10,000 in cash, right? And this follower or this influencer has maybe like 3 million to 5 million, 5 million followers, right? So they do the giveaway, right? And then based on that, you get the followers, and then your count goes up, right? But the thing is, like you said, it's not your niche. So what happens? It becomes Instagram on steroids, right? So without the steroids, you don't have the muscles. So it's exactly the same, right? So like I saw that happen, and my engagement was just so low, so I just had to do the reverse and manually get rid of all my followers. So now it's all organic now.
And that is such an important thing. And by the way, guys, I'm plugged you into my phone, but my laptop's here. So if you see me kind of looking down, I'm not trying to be a freak. It's just that my laptop's here, but my phone's here. So that's a really good point. And then I want to ask you about your virtual reality thing. But
awesome.
That is such a good point, because the whole thing is that your engagement, yes, your followers are great for social proof, but your engagement is where it's at. If you don't have the engagement, none of your followers matter. So what Kanji is saying is so important. And these pods do work, but unless you get the right niche, none of it matters.
Exactly.
So basically what Kanji is saying is, it's on steroids, but you don't have the muscle behind it. So, and I've done these things before, and I'm like, this is great. But then all of a sudden, the follow, unfollow is another strategy as well. And it's where you go and follow people for follows back, and it works, but then all of a sudden you've got no engagement. And Facebook call it an edge rating, and I don't know what Instagram calls it. It's the same thing. So basically what it means, okay, I, as a social media marketer, and I know Kanji could do this as a business, mentor and that sort of thing. We could go and get you, tell you how to go and get whatever, 10,000 followers tomorrow, okay? But that means jack, right? It means jack, I'm such a swearer, but I won't swear on here because, like it's going to go into other channels and that's it means jack, beep. But like, if you've got 10,000 followers with 100 people engage, your edge rating goes down. The platform, whether it's LinkedIn, Snapchat, doesn't matter, says you're boring. Basically, I'm not going to push your content. The algorithm's not going to push your content out. If you've got 10,000 followers with 3,000 people engaged, it says, hey, your content's good. And that's okay. Like you've only ever probably got about 30% engaged anyway. For a good account, right? Now, if you had 2,000 followers, or let's say 500 followers with those same 100 people engaged, that's a good edge rating. So what Kanji is saying is so important. And I've got clients like that too. They're like, but we've only got 400 followers. And I'm like, and 200 of them engaged. You got 200 people buying from you. Don't worry if your competitors got 8,000, because I checked their account and they've got less than 1% engagement. So good on them for paying $4,000 for marketing, because no one's looking at their account. So this is the thing when we're talking about social influence. It's like, yes, I know, and I get it, and I get excited because my follower count jumped up 7,000 in a couple of weeks, and that is awesome. So I'm like, right, what am I going to do with that now? I know that it's working for me because I'm making money, right? Now, if I wasn't making money and I can't leverage that, big deal. Big deal, but I am making money from it. So that's what we need you to. It's like Kanji. Kanji's got, on Facebook, 34,000 followers, and he's making money from his business. It doesn't matter whether you're making money from Facebook or your business or whatever, as long as you're making money, doesn't matter where it's coming from, you've got to leverage that. So with Kanji, it's his social proof. He knows that he can get people into his business through his social proof. So for me, I can leverage that and say, well, hey, this is how I can convert people for my digital business, or I can make money through Facebook or whatever, as long as you're making money somewhere. If that's your aim, it may not be your aim. It could just be that you want to be a hobby or an influencer. You want to get free products, then don't worry about it. So we want to talk a little bit about that social influence. But what I wanted to talk about is kick the ring light there. Did you guys see you saw my post with the gaffer tape on this ring light? Did you see my gaffer tape post? That's this ring light. I'm surprised my house hasn't caught fire. That's this ring light. I so need another one. It's all gaffer taped together. It's a bit like my brain. That's this ring light that I'm kicking here.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got, yeah, I know. I think the rabbit ate it. I've got a rabbit. I think she ate it, to be honest.
Okay. Yep.
I bought a brand new vacuum cleaner, and then
Hmm.
I had it sitting there and I had the cord out a little bit, and I thought,
Yeah.
what's all this black stuff coming off the vacuum cleaner? She ate it like
Rabbit.
later, and I'm like,
Oh wow.
brand new vacuum cleaner. I'm like,
Mm.
that's my life, Kanji. So Kanji's got, I see his product, and he's got these goggles on. Do you remember
Mm.
this?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Wait, there's like a there's a
That's it. Yeah. This is Kanji's product. He sells them. How much do I have to pay? That's all virtual reality is, isn't it, Kanji?
it's that and a bit of substance as well.
And I want to know a little bit about it because I was talking to Bala the other day, who you met,
Yes.
who I introduced,
Yep.
who's, in
Mhm.
tech and AI and everything. And
Mhm.
I said, when it, was talking about what you do, and I said, I just still don't understand what it is. So tell us a little bit about that. And that's
Yep.
that business that you've got with a group of people, isn't it?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll just express how, just firstly, thank you, Melissa. Like, I got to meet Bala, and he's doing crazy things, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah, he's got a startup called Get Me Education or Get Me AI,
Yeah,
and
check it out.
yeah, check it out. It's a language app that improves your English so
Yeah.
that you can be employable, which is crazy.
We'll put the link in the comments, yeah, as well as.
But we'll just come back to obviously the business, right? So I'm a co-founder of Presence. So me and 6 other guys, we've created this app. So it's called Presence, and
I
Presence
keep calling
is,
it experience.
hear me out, Melissa. So
Oh,
Presence is the super app which we're going to release. So it's a decentralized media app, which is for the betterment of humanity. So basically, it's based on self-development, personal development. And instead of you being on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, you're basically letting your audience earn through tokens and through incentivization. So instead of the whole thing about your attention span, going 8 seconds or shortening attention span, we're trying to delay that, right? Because if you look at it, instant gratification is such a huge dopamine hit, right? So what we're trying to do is we're creating a better world where everyone is being more present. And in order to do that, we've created this app. Experience is going to be the blockchain. So what a blockchain is the technology in which people can be peer-to-peer. Blockchain is like a technology where you've got different blocks on a chain, and each block it's its own individual asset or its individual identity, right?
yeah.
And with this identity, it's sort of like if you tie that into something like social media, for example, everyone has their own Facebook account, right? Rather than Facebook owning all the accounts, right? So what we're doing with Presence is that you have your own account as a content creator and a content creator in the self-development space. You own that platform, you own that content, and you own that profile. So the whole thing with the GOAT lady that you were talking about earlier, right? She wouldn't have that problem, right? She wouldn't have that problem about ownership or anything because that's on her profile. You can't, and that will be her IP. So that's what we're trying to do. We're giving the content creators back the power rather than letting you just do things and letting the big organizations take the credit for it. Because like if you look at the earning mechanisms of TikTok or Facebook or Twitter of Facebook, right? It's very small. Like even though it's a lot of money, but it's quite small.
100%. And the danger is as well, because now you've got me thinking, and the danger is as well. And this is what I always say to my clients, even though my business is social media for my clients, I say to them, none of you own your presence. Like what I'm building for you, you do not own it.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one,
So
you
that's
don't
the
have
thing, right? So like
yeah.
a good way to mitigate that right now with current technologies is obviously email lists, right? If you have your only email list, you're pretty much set. That's your business right there, right?
Yeah.
That's your contact list.
Yeah.
That's pretty much your business on that
Yeah,
list.
it is.
So we're creating a platform to counter that, right? To counter the whole thing about you not owning your own content, you not owning your own data, you not owning your own profile and your content, but we're also giving you an opportunity to share that with your audience. Because if, as an audience member who's watching this live, imagine you watching this live and earning tokens from this or earning money from this. You just watching TV, right? Or you learning something from a favorite content creator like Tony Robbins or Dr. Joe Dispenza or, Robert Kiyosaki, right? Or even Grant Cardone,
Or
right?
Melissa
So,
Mitchell.
or Melissa Mitchell or Kanji Lo, right? So it's like we get to give that opportunity to everyone else. And how the whole virtual reality thing ties in. So virtual reality is basically an extension of this reality. So right now, obviously you have eyes that you can see through, but virtual reality is the digital side of things. So what what we're going to be doing is in the future, we might tie in those technologies with social media and content, right? How would you be able to immerse yourself in a world where there's content, right, that can help you and help you grow? So the virtual reality side of it is just an extension, just merging the digital and the physical worlds together, right? And a lot of people are doing it. That's why they call it the metaverse,
Yeah.
right? But the thing is like the metaverse isn't just one platform. So Facebook's trying to claim that it created the metaverse, but there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of metaverses. There's Decentraland, there's Sandbox, there's all these different metaverses, but there will be a point where all of them will have to converge into one digital platform, right? Very similar to how Xbox and PS5 connected together. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much the whole virtual reality metaverse space in a nutshell. Like that's how I would simply put it. But I would say it's sort of like you have your own asset in the digital world, right? So for example, if let's say you own a house, Melissa, you owning this house right now, and let's say you have a house in the metaverse, that house that you own right now and the one in the metaverse is tied together, right? That's what we're trying to do here. That's why we're trying to converge both the physical and the digital worlds together to create an extension of this reality that we call life.
So someone explained something really, really well, gave me a really good way to I've forgotten the word that I was going to use,
Okay.
but
Yep.
sorry, analogy, right?
Mm.
And one way they explained, like, just to sum it up, they said it's like when paper newsletters became digital.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like, like the moment, like a newsletter was
same thing with writing paper letters and now sending emails. Very much the same thing.
Exactly. And I was watching a thing on Gary Vee was talking the other day. So if anyone follows Gary Vee, and I really love him, and he was talking about AI and all this sort of thing as well. And he goes, you can fight it, but it's going to be part of your reality, whether you like it or not. And he said, years ago before Alexa came along,
yes,
in your home, and he goes, the idea of saying, Alexa, give me a recipe for such and such in your kitchen. He goes, but now you're all shouting to Alexa, which I don't have Alexa. I don't even know, is that what it's called? Whatever. Not because I'm fighting it. I just don't have whatever that is. But he goes, now people are shouting out to get a recipe or to turn the lights off. And he goes, it's just the norm now.
Mm-hmm.
He goes,
it's crazy, right? Like, in order for someone to adopt technology, it's either a shift in society, like, for example, COVID or the pandemic, right? So before the pandemic, everyone's going to the office, working face to face, one on one. Then what happened when the pandemic hit? Zoom was the thing. Everyone started, tagging online. I met you, 2 years ago through that time as well. But like that was technology shift. That's a technology shift, right? the same thing with AI right now. ChatGPT, you know, in one day, 1 million users in 5 days. 1 million users in 5 days, ChatGPT, right? That caused a shock to the whole society or to the whole system, and now everyone's adopting it, right? Because there's a bit of fear as well, Melissa. It's like, if I don't adopt this technology now, I'm going to fall behind in my business. I'm going to fall behind in the trend. I'm going to fall behind, right? But it's sort of like, you got to see it like, how can you use it? How can you use AI? So like, you know, I know you and me, we both use AI very much in our businesses, right? But I use it all the time. I tell my clients to use it too, because it's such a beautiful tool to leverage. You know, it's sort of like you're the driver to the excavator, right? Let's say you're digging for gold, right? But you need to obviously drill for it or dig up for it. Yeah, you got to prompt it, but you're still the driver. It can't take over your job though, right? I think you shared, I think, a funny meme about it as well.
People are so fearful of it. And I always think, well, it's no different to where we had the old films that we used to put into the cameras, you know, like, and we used to go to get them developed and everything. And then digital cameras came along, you know, and people, you know, Kodak or whatever, they didn't adopt the new, you know, and people went out of business because they didn't move with the times, or, you know, like create, you know, or even Toys R Us. I did hear a story, and I haven't really read into it myself, but I heard a story that I think Amazon, before Amazon were really big, went to Toys R Us and said, hey, I've got this great idea to bring like,
crazy,
you know, online. And they're like, no, it's never going to work. And where are Toys R Us now? You know what I mean? People just, you know, don't want to work differently or embrace things differently, or don't understand the new. I definitely use AI. And the thing is too, we have been, I don't know a lot about AI, but I am using it. Like I use it every single day. And I use, like, I've learned a lot about how I can utilize it, and I teach my team, okay, this is what you're going to use it for. This is how you're going to use it. And I'm now going, wow, I can scale this. I can now take on this now because I've got this, but it's definitely, it's not replacing staff. It's just making things easier.
Yes.
And it's helping me to work more efficiently. But then I started thinking, well, years ago, like, that's what we would do when we'd ring up Telstra, you know, telecom company, and you'd go on the phone and it would be automated. Who do you want to talk to? The operator or you? And I thought, well, that's AI, or like the chatbots, you know, like on websites, and you talk to them, and you'd be yelling at the phone, speak to someone, speak to someone. It's like, it's all a form of it. We just didn't know that it was called that. Like, we've actually been doing this for years. Just freak out because it's like you said, it just sort of came to the forefront because it just got a lot better. Yeah,
exactly. One thing about Toys R Us, that was where I got my first job, by the way. And I don't see them anywhere. Yeah, in Chadstone. So like, it's
anyone.
Yeah. So I think I was like it's like just turned 18, and that was like my first like job. So with that being said, it's like you can see like companies like Toys R Us, Blockbuster, you don't hear about them anymore because they never embrace change, right? Yeah. So change is constant, right? Change is a constant, right? There's like the unchanging, but there's also the change as well. But the change is always there. It's sort of like, are we moving with that change? So like right now, there's ChatGPT, AI, there's virtual reality, there's, you know, obviously decentralization in regards to like different industries, not just social media, but there's decentralization in real estate, there's decentralization in you know, all these other different industries, even in business as well. But it's sort of like, are we adopting to that? But like, see, the thing is, if there's decentralization, that means that on the other side, all the big organizations lose control and lose power. But obviously that's another rabbit hole and that's another tangent, but it's just more so realizing the power of AI, the power of the tools that we have. And at the end of the day, it's just like, how would you leverage that in your business, right? Like for you and me, we're both leveraging AI and ChatGPT, and you know, we're using, you know, different tech to help us with, you know, presence, the app. But it's all, again, just how do we want to serve humanity? How do we want to serve the world? How do we want to serve our clients, right? And give them a really awesome experience. So
Yeah, you're so right, because I've not only with the AI, I've actually worked out ways to use Google Trends better with AI.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because then I went, like I started to go, and SEO as well.
Yep.
That's quicker. So I started to work out I can actually optimize things better for clients. You know, because one thing with social media, it's really about SEO now, you know, more so than hashtags and things like that. And I started to see these people, you know, utilizing ChatGPT or look, and we're talking about ChatGPT, which is one AI tool, but there are other ones out there.
There's many, there's so many more. Yeah,
there's
as
so
well.
many, but you know, that one seems to be like, I like it the best. You probably like it the best. But there was a really good sequence that I saw. This guy, he actually spoke to it like a human. The prompts were that great, Kanji, that you could actually elicit the best optimized work out of it, but then put a human, like I worked out a way. And look, and I'll be honest here, I won't share it on this live only because it is that specific that I would need to charge for it. Like,
of course, yeah,
like how I've worked out how to, and it's something I do for my clients, right? To get the soul, because basically what I do with my work is, you know, I want to really understand, into what I do with social media is really understand the soul of somebody or brand. I don't just post for people, right? So what I've really worked out is with ChatGPT's help, also to go that one step further, using Google Trends, Pinterest Trends, and all those things, to even go that one step further, taking the soul of who the person is, but also utilizing Google Trends and SEO to go, wow, this is a wildfire combination.
Yeah.
Because it tells you, and then it gives you backlinks and it gives you references. And I'm like, this is one step further, Kanji. Like, it's crazy. And then just going back to what you were talking about before with experience and
presence.
Presence, which I need in my brain. I'm really liking the sound of this, and I'm actually would really probably like to talk to you about that further, because that would be something, you know, with my presence in the future that I could get on board with as well. I'd be interested in that too, definitely. I mean, that's an area that I sort of, you know, haven't explored, and that whole area does confuse me a little bit, because it's not something sorry, that's my dog barking. It's not something I can visually see. So I do get a little bit confused with that. And that's why I do kind of, that's the word I was looking for before, the metaphor. I was thinking analogy, but I'm kind of thinking metaphor of the digital newsletter or newspaper and a physical one. That's how I have to try and visualize it, right? To go, it's the same as that.
Yeah.
But when you talked about, and that is a metaphor, you know, like having your own presence or Facebook, it's like, well, because that is the one thing, you do not own it. And yes, creators get paid, but that's great. But then if something was to happen, and it can happen, and you look at the war in Russia, and sorry, I'm saying Russia because Ukraine, this didn't happen, but Facebook, I think, well, I don't know if it's been restored, but they cut off everyone, I believe, in Russia on Facebook, I believe, didn't they? I know that initially. I don't know if it's been restored. Now, if you had a business and you relied on online sales, you don't have that.
You don't have that. Business is gone. Wiped off the planet. Yeah.
You're gone. You don't own that. So if you don't, like you said, if you don't have a database, so even though I am building social media presence, I still say to my customers, but we've got to work on your database, because then you're left with nothing. If that goes, you have absolutely no one to market to. So I don't, and touch wood, I never want to say never, because we never thought the pandemic would happen.
Exactly.
And so many people came out of the woodwork with that and said, oh, can you help me? Now I've got no business. And I'm like, I can't help you because you've got nothing to leverage. I cannot leverage something that you don't have. And you know, Kanji, like, you cannot just build something overnight.
No, it takes a bit of time. Obviously, there's a process to it, right? Just like with you learning how to play a sport, right? You gotta, you know, go through the process of learning how to play the sport. It's the same thing with business. To drive, to, you know, go to the gym, to even bake a cake, or, you know, you know, anything. You look at anything, there's a process to it.
Yeah.
There's always a process to it.
I'm laughing because I'm turning 48 this year and I still can't drive properly. There's a lot of people that will see this and just go, yep, she's right. Not a very good driver. That's awesome, Kanji. I better jump off and I better let you go because you've got more experience and presence to go and work on, and I've got a couple of posts to do, and that is awesome. So in the comments on this, I'd love you just to drop a couple of your links on there.
Yeah.
To your page.
Yeah, I'll share all my links and stuff, Melissa. But I'll maybe leave a few words for those that are on here as well, and that do watch this in regards to, you know, content creation, right? It's like everyone has a very unique expression, right? Let's say it's your flavor, right? Like own that flavor, you know, own the flavor that you are, and just know, like, use and leverage the technologies that you have right now, but there will be technologies that will come, and as they get released, start adopting and start changing with the times as well.
Yeah.
Like business is all about adaptation. Business is all about execution. And in order for you to express what you are truly, it's to embrace that change. So yeah, I'll share all my links, you know, check out Presence, and I look forward to, you know, maybe vibing with you again real soon, Melissa. Yeah.
Really great content. And I think one of the biggest takeaways from this is do not post goat videos.
Yeah. Go videos. Well, as long as you credit someone, and obviously, you know, you did, it's fine, you know.
Well, I didn't know who the original content owner was, so I put original content owner unknown because it was a share from a share from
of course. Yeah.
And once she contacted me and goes, yeah, so I said, oh, okay, who is it? And then I put it in the comments because, as you know, video reels you can't edit. So I said, okay, I'll put it in there. Okay, now I know who you are.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like I'll put it in there, but like 100%. If you are going to use something in there, like, and don't make any claims, which I didn't, but biggest takeaway 2023: don't use
goat videos. Yeah,
just don't do it.
Yeah, it's not worth the hassle, right? And the trouble.
Yeah, and definitely put that in there, Kanji. And if anyone's got any questions for Kanji, do let him know. I'm quite interested to read a lot of that too. Are you on YouTube?
So we do have a podcast on YouTube. So we just released that. I think we've got 9 episodes in already. We'll be posting more as we go, but we do have just for you, Melissa. We'll have a chat about it. But for anyone that's interested in becoming a creator on Presence, we are hosting a beta launch, and that's open to 200 people. So imagine you being the first on Facebook or being the first on YouTube. It's exactly the same as being the first on Presence. So imagine that.
Yeah, chat to me about it. Can we chat?
Yeah. Of course.
Oh my God. Okay. I don't know what it means, but I want to know. I want to know. I want to know more. Yeah, 100%. Definitely chat to me. We'll chat just whenever you're free. Just send me a message. Would absolutely love to chat about. And also if you could drop the link to your podcast, because I've got a YouTube channel.
Awesome.
And I would love to, because eventually I'll put this onto YouTube and I'll be able to tag you on YouTube as well.
Perfect. Awesome.
That would be really good too. And then definitely would love to chat to you. Maybe I'm going to take a little bit of time off, not this coming week, but the week after, because it's school holidays. Not that that's a break, but you own your own business. It's never a break. A little bit of time aside.
Of course.
Yeah, maybe if you're around or something.
Okay. Yeah, we're still due for a physical catch up as well. So.
Yeah, I know. I need to. I am coming down next month too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, definitely. Let's chat.
Line that up. Yeah,
and we'll also drop that Get Me link in the bio as well.
I'll do that for everyone as well.
And sounds awesome. Awesome, Kanji. Let's definitely chat, and I'd love to hear more about the beta program.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you for having me, Melissa. Thank you, everyone.
No worries. All right. I'll go off into the metaverse.
Okay. Much love, guys. All right.
All right. Thank you, Kanji. I'll chat to you soon. See you guys. Bye. Bye. Okay, now I have to work out where we are to hang up, and I can't find the Zoom.
Okay, so where do we hang?
Oh, there we are. There we are. Okay, I'm going to end it. Bye.
Okay, all right, catch you, Melissa.
Bye. Thanks,
All right,
Tanji. Bye.
later.